Welcome. My name is Dennis Leary. I am the founder of the Love Government and the inventor of the Love Government cards. I'm speaking to you from a garden setting here. This is a garden in Southern California. We're in Ojai, California, about 75 miles north of Los Angeles. And this garden is surrounded by mountains, and in back of me is a structure colored red, which is the Love Government shrine. It's called the Lover Shrine, and it's about love. It's a symbolic of a woman lover, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Basically, we're going to be talking about the lover, who is all of us as lovers who partake in the Love Government. So we're going to be talking about today episode number 1 in 52 episodes, which correspond to the 52 cards, the love cards of the Love Government deck. There are 52 cards. Today we're going to start with number 1. The Love Government cards look like this. The bigger version looks like this. This is the first card. It says the lover at the top, number 1. The title of the card is One. The idea is that we are one with the lover. We are making love with the lover. She's making love with us. And that's what the Love Government is about. Now, the 2 tarot cards, if you're familiar with tarot, these cards are within the context of this bigger love card. And these tarot cards are titled Only and Lonely. There's 2 polarities to these cards. The smaller version of the cards looks like this. This is the smaller deck. Looks like this. Again, it's 2 card decks interacting. The smaller one is attached to the tarot deck, and that's this one. This is more the deck that I invented. It's more conceptual, and this is more like a picture. The tarot cards are more emotional, and they're more like a picture. Now, these cards, we read cards, and we see ourselves in the cards. Cards are us. Just like with nature, this beautiful nature scene, we read nature like a book or like a picture. But in that, we read ourselves. Nature tells us about ourselves, both from a negative side and a positive side. It tells us good and bad. And this is the larger deck, remember, and it's got 2 sides. It's got a left and a right, and that is the negative and the positive. Really, these cards tell us about ourselves, and they tell us about the world in which we live, which has a polarity to it, negative and positive. In the lead-in to this is the layout of all of the cards. These are the tarot cards, sorry. The tarot cards are laid out here, and it reminds me of an Egyptian hieroglyphic system. It's kind of a pyramid to it, and then the Egyptians used pictographs, and these are the tarot cards. Nobody seems to know exactly where the word tarot came from or where it originated. Some say it goes back to Egypt. But we in the Love Government take it way back to our origins, which is the love culture, the Love Government, the Love Society, really a Garden of Eden. Let's say 100,000 years ago in Africa, when our species was young, we lived in a garden setting like this. It was a love culture, and that's the culture we're tapping into with the Love Government. That's very, very, very different than the type of culture we have today. We have a money power culture, a patriarchal culture we live in, because the patriarchal culture overthrew the love culture, which is represented by this garden and represented by a more natural state of being. So we're living in a patriarchal culture today, and that is represented by the negative side of these cards. And these cards are love cards. And in the ancient love culture of where we originated, this is our origin story. It was a love culture. Patriarchy had not yet arrived on the scene with all its killing and its murdering, killing animals, eating them, all of that stuff that we have today. That had not yet arrived. So we're attempting to, with the Love Government, tap back into the source. And these cards are windows into that world. that lost world. For the most part, it's been lost. We still have remnants of it. A beautiful day like this reminds us of the Garden of Eden in which we were destined to live. So these cards are both windows and they're mirrors. They show us ourselves. Now, what do they show? I want to talk more specifically now and get into it. Now remember, this is the first card of 52, and there's a lot more to it even than that. For more information, go to the website, and you can go to the book. The book is almost completely put up there, and it's for free. So this very first card sets the tone of everything that's going to follow. This is about love. These are love cards, and these tarot cards go back to the love culture. Now, take a look more closely at these tarot cards. Here on the right, you have a cloud. That represents our origin, our source. That represents, in symbolic, metaphorical terms, that's the lover. The lover is at the top of every card. The lover. This is the source. This is the key word. This is the key search word. This is the mantra. This is the center that holds everything together, is that personal lover. We have a personal relationship with the lover. Not with money, not with power, not even with deities, but with the lover. That covers everything. She includes all those things, but we'll have a lot more to say about it. But here, the lover is, her hand comes out of the cloud, like the nebula, wherever, and is holding a wand. Now, the tarot system has 4 basic symbols like a playing deck, and one of them is, excuse me, a wand. The wand is a symbolic sign. It is there's a leaves sprouting out of the wand. The wand represents the phallus. The wand represents man, and the cloud, and the hand, excuse me, represents woman, especially the lover. So the lover is holding all of us. She's making love with us. That's what this means. It always goes back to love, and in the ancient culture, it was very sexual, and they didn't have all our sexual hang-ups, so they didn't have any difficulty understanding this. That's the positive side. The other side is what we have in our culture today. That's patriarch. You've got a guy here standing in front of 9 wands. It's called the 9 of Wands in Tarot. This is called the Ace of Wands. And he is having sex, apparently. There's ejaculation, there's masturbation, there's sex, but it's in a whole different context. It's not in a love context. So the love government puts everything into the love context and relates it back to the love culture. It is necessary to do that in our times. If we switch the card around, if the card is negative, we switch it to positive. So, thank you for listening. Have a wonderful, loving day, and love bless you in all ways. Thank you.